you're trying to decide between the Momcozy V2 and Momcozy M6, then this comparison video is for you. In this video, I am going to walk you through the similarities and the differences between the Momcozy V2 versus Momcozy M6, so you can decide which is the best pump for you. So let's take a look at probably the most obvious difference, and that is the design. So the Momcozy M6, also known as the mobile style, is an all-in-one unit. The pump motor and the collection cup are all part of the breast pump single unit. It has this beautiful teardrop shape to it, which I love. It makes it nice and discreet. It also has this flat bottom, so when you remove it, it will sit upright, unlike your other collection cups on the V2. In contrast, the V2 has your collection cups connected to your pump motor via this tubing. So it is a little bit less discreet because you have this tubing that you need to deal with. However, the pump motor is very small. They've thought about how you're going to attach it with a really handy clip. It also comes with a lanyard, so you can wear this around your neck or your wrist. The benefit of having the pump motor separate to your collection cup is that the collection cup is extremely lightweight. This is only 120 grams. So this is really great if you are somebody that finds having the extra weight on your breasts uncomfortable. Having the lighter weight of the V2 can be very beneficial because you're not carrying the weight of the motor on your breast as well. And especially when you have two, there is quite a difference between the weight of both of these. But that said, it is a little bit less discreet because you do have this tubing that you need to deal with. In terms of functionality, let's take a look at the different modes and suction, because they, when it comes to it, are quite, if not the most important part to your pump. So both have a really great LED screen. It's very clear, easy to see. It's got all the settings on it that you will need. Let me just pause these so we're not going to have too much noise. With the M6. Now, both of these pumps have 3 modes, the stimulation, expression, and mixed. They both have 9 suction levels. However, with the M6, Momcozy has fine-tuned their rhythm, which, so the pattern in which your suctions occur, to improve your overall output. So this is something that they have tried and tested and improved upon in terms of rhythm between the two pumps. That said, in terms of suction, they are both very similar. The M6 is slightly more powerful at up to 295 millimeters of mercury, and the V2 is up to 288 millimeters of mercury. So very similar in terms of suction strength. It really is just the changes in rhythms that you might want to consider. Okay, noise. Now, these are two, these are two very relatively quiet pumps. I'm going to turn them up to max so you can hear the difference. So that was the V2. Let me turn this on. This is and that's your M6. Now, whilst They are on paper very similar in noise. I personally find the M6 a little bit louder. It might be because it's got that longer extended suction, but I do find the M6 slightly louder, but both of these are under the 50 decibel, so relatively quiet pumps in general. In terms of battery life, they both are 180 minutes of runtime or usage, so that is fantastic. In terms of battery life, these are really up there for wearable breast pumps. The biggest difference, though, is in the recharging time, and that's where the M6 wins hands down. This is only 90 minutes to recharge, whereas the V2 takes 170 minutes. So there's a big difference, nearly double in the time it's going to take to recharge your pumps. What I love about both of these is that they have minimal parts. So they are very easy to clean, and you're not going to have a whole pile of parts that you need to regularly replace because they are very minimal in general. Let me take this off. The M6 though is different in terms of it has a hard plastic flange, but it is covered with your soft silicone, so the parts that are attached to your breast are still very soft, but you don't have the flexibility in flange like you do with the V2. Now, what I do love about this with the M6 is when you're replacing your flange, it's a simple clip into place and it's done. With the V2, you have this fiddly little seal that you need to lift the lip on and to really connect that around. Now, whilst this is perfectly fine and most breast pumps have this similar seal with the silicone flange, it does, if you don't have it on quite right, it does allow for opportunities for leaks that can either breast milk leaks or parts for your suction with an inadequate seal. So that just is something to consider. It's slightly more difficult to put in place than the flange of your M6. This is a little bit more user-friendly in that perspective. Capacity in collection cups. Now this is where the V2 does win. You only have a 6 ounce on the M6. The V2 goes up to around a 7 ounce capacity. So this is really great for those that are an overproducer. You are definitely going to get a lot less spillage than what you would if you overfill your M6. Okay, so that covers most of the differences and similarities, but the one I have not yet talked about is the accessories that come with both of these. So if we're talking accessories, mostly the flange insert. So both of these do come with a 21, a 19 and a 17 millimeter flange insert. However, when it comes to the actual flanges, the M6 only comes with a 24 millimeter. The V2 also comes with the 24 millimeter, but also a 27 millimeter flange. So this is great if you have a larger size nipple and are looking for a larger size flange. Then the one that I love that comes with the M6 is this very cool hard shell carry case. Now this is great for storing your pumps. I love that it's got all the pockets for your spare bits and pieces like your milk storage bags. I do think this is a big plus that comes with the M6. Now in terms of price, the M6 is a more expensive pump, at this stage. You do get the extra benefits such as the hard shell case, the convenience of the clip-on flange, the all-in-one unit, as well as the improved rhythms for your pumping cycles. So there are some benefits which can justify the additional price. But again, the V2 is an excellent option, especially if you are needing the larger size flange, the larger capacity for your milk collection, as well as wanting a pump that is extra lightweight on your breasts while you're wearing them. So I hope this video helps and gives you a great overview on the similarities and differences. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments and I will do my very best to answer them. Thanks.